Friends, families, watchers, it is I, Christian Moe. It's time to do another car review. This time we are in the 2015 Toyota Yaris. Now, for 2015, Toyota has given the Yaris a very full visual upgrade. We've got a funky new nose that matches some of the new family stuff. The interior's been changed. They said they've added more noise dampening materials to help cut out the NVH issues in a car this small and cheap. They've done everything they can to make it just a little bit better, but it's only mid-cycle refresh, so all of the greasy bits haven't changed. Now, this has been an interesting car for me to drive for a couple of reasons. First one is, it's good. Like, there is nothing wrong with this car. It is a fun, cheap little runabout, and it does that job perfectly well. The issue that I have with it, though, is it doesn't do that job better than any of its competitors. So the Nissan Versa is bigger. The Ford Fiesta is faster, has more power. The Chevy Sonic also has more power. The engine in this thing only puts out 107 horsepower, which is even worse than the 109 that comes in the Versa Note. I have an ancient 4-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy's not that great. Window sticker here says 30 city, 36 highway, 32 combined. I'm getting just over 32. I've been doing mostly highway driving. And again, none of this is bad. The space in here is not bad. The price for this car is $18,445. That is not bad, and this is a base SE 5-door with no extra options. I mean, the price is good, the space is good, the power is adequate, everything is good enough, but nothing in it is better than the other guys. So I have a hard time figuring out why you would want to buy one. The only factor it has going for it is it wears a Toyota badge probably on the nose, and as sales have shown, that is enough to bring in many buyers. But from all measurable standpoints, this isn't better than any of its competitors. There's just nothing that it beats other people at, whereas everybody else has at least one thing that beats this. Once you get over that, though, things are pretty good. So the new interior is nice. I like it. The seats are kind of sculpted. They've got nice little contrast stitching on them that is a little better than what I expected. It's nice to see. The steering wheel feels nice. It's well shaped. I have contrast stitching on that too. The dash and the door panels have this gray material here. That's actually padded. It's not just gross plastic. So while the top of the dash is scratchy plastic, the whole front of it is this gray pad. Has this nice texture on it, almost like a basketball. It feels pretty good. I've got big screen here in the center, which is great for controlling all of my audio options, but since this is a lower level car, there aren't actually any options in this thing, but you can pay for them later. So I've got a big touchscreen. I have no satellite radio, so it's FM AM radio, CD, I have an auxiliary port, or it's Bluetooth. There's a button on here that says apps. If you press the apps button, it says premium audio with navigation system is not installed. So apparently all the hardware is here, you just need the software, which means you have to pay somebody at Toyota some money. They will put a disc inside of this machine and suddenly you will have navigation or something. Driving it is fun-ish. So the 4-speed auto is definitely the down part to this. If you want to go faster, you stand on it. And it has to shift, and then suddenly you're at 6,000 RPMs going 42 miles an hour because first gear. This transmission needs to go. It needs more gears. Not only would having a better transmission make the drivability better, it would also enhance the fuel economy, which again, 32.5 is not bad, but in a car this small, I expect better. You know, the Versa is rated at 40. I was getting 36 out of that thing. I've not driven the Fiesta yet, but I know lots of people who have, and they get great fuel economy out of the Fiesta, especially if you get that new little 1-liter turbo. It just needs more. So handling is better than expected. Steering is very light, and there's not a lot of communication to it. but the car responds very quickly, and the suspension is actually semi-tight, so the car just sort of plants and moves, and with this really short wheelbase, the whole thing just kind of rotates on itself. So once you get over the transmission and you pick up some speed, it is fun to drive, but you just have to get the speed going first, and you have to keep it. This is very definitely a momentum-based machine. Overall, I enjoy a lot of the things they do to make this city car friendly. The doors are short, so that you're less likely to bang into things when you open them, but they do open wide, so it's very easy to get in and out. The windows are huge and very tall. I'm not sure if you can quite see it, but the actual door is cut at an angle, so it gets down farther as it gets towards you. That makes it more open and visible. In the front, there's a large quarter window. So they've done everything really good about making sure that there's lots of glass so you can see where you're going. Very good for navigating tight urban areas or very tiny back roads in the middle of absolutely nowhere, Tennessee. So that stuff's good. I've got great headroom. The car's kind of tall. It looks funky. Plenty of space. It's not as big as the Versa Note, but there's lots of room in the back for people. Of course, those seats fold down. There's room in the trunk. You know the joys of having a 5-door hatch. That man can't fly around that corner. So overall, it is a fun, funky, sort of enjoyable thing to drive. I just still really can't get over, or I can't figure out, I guess, why I would ever buy one. If it was a little bit cheaper, a little more powerful, a little better equipped, like any of those things, this would be a no-brainer. Like, yes, you should buy this. And for a lot of people, you probably still should buy this. This is a great car. But if you want more horsepower, you could buy basically anything else but a Mazda 2. If you want more interior space, you can get the Versa Note. I believe the Sonic has slightly more interior space than this if you get the 5-door model. If you want better equipment, you know, Ford offers better equipment, Chevy offers better equipment. With the Nissan Versa Note, you can get that super awesome around view monitor that shows you like a full 360 view of your car when you're backing up. Like, everybody else has one little thing that's like, that's a reason to get this car, and this one doesn't have it. Still, again, it is fun. It's, you know, an interesting little thing to look at. There are goats in the road. I'm in the middle of BFE, Tennessee. There are goats wandering through the road. That was entertaining. But back to the 2015 the 2015 Yaris. Again, it's a fun thing to drive. It looks nice in here. It is a little loud, but again, it is a cheap car. You've got alloy wheels. I do have a touchscreen radio, even if it doesn't have satellite radio or navigation or anything like that. I do have the big unit. Controls for everything that you need to access are big and chunky and easy to turn. You've got 3 big knobs in the front for climate. I have 2 actual knobs for controlling the radio, which is the best thing in the whole wide world. It does Bluetooth. I can take phone calls. I've got cruise controls here on the steering wheel to operate the stereo. I mean, it has all of those things that 99% of people are looking for. I just wish it was a little better somewhere so that I could recommend it more. Overall, it's just a good little pocket rocket if you want something if you live in the city or you need something that's just small and frugal. It's an alright choice. I just, again, still don't think I could recommend it over some of the other options. Everybody's getting big and crazy and quick and fast, you know. Versus all new for 2014. There's a new Ford Fiesta coming soon. There should be a fairly hefty Cruise update coming soon. There's an all-new Mazda 2 coming soon. And I think, even though this is a mid-cycle refresh, if Toyota really wants to stay competitive, they should have added just 1 or 2 more little things. As it is, they're not moving forward at the same speed that everyone else is, so they're just sort of getting left behind. And while they still have that Toyota name to bring in sales, I worry about how long Toyota can actually sit and depend on the badge to sell cars over the actual machine. So, one last recap. This is the Toyota Yaris 5-door. It costs $18,445 after destination. Looks nice inside, looks funky outside, handles great, fun to drive, just has terrible transmission, and the fuel economy is only mediocre. Anyways, I am Christian Moe. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful little drive, and I will see you guys next week with a new car. Until then.